Basically, pretty much a lot of people look at technology as this thing that's going to rat them out. Like I said, a computer can tell if you're lying. A computer can tell if you're dishonest. A computer can tell if you've done something bad in your past by your actions and your uh, and your words and your thoughts. Basically, it doesn't even really need your actual thoughts to actually know that you're lying. It can just look at your mannerisms. If a computer looks at you long enough, it'll basically be able to tell pretty much everything that there is to know about you if it's programmed correctly. But basically, a lot of people look at that as a problem. There's a lot of people like paparazzi and, like I say, John McCain, Richard Nixon, and a lot of other people that look at basically technology and computers as pretty much a problem. Because, like I say, there's a lot of people that have killed people in the past. There's a lot of people that have stolen money. There's a lot of people that have killed their parents. There's a lot of people that have done a lot of really, really, really bad things in the world. And they've stolen money from people. They've taken money. They've robbed people. They've lied to people like crazy. They've even stabbed people in the back, literally, as well as figuratively. They've done a lot of things that are really horrible, and they know it. And and they look at computers and technology as this problem that they'll eventually catch up to them no matter what. The thing is, though, in the galaxy, everyone has computers, everyone uses computers, and it's just kind of like one of those things. And most computers actually will allow you to get away with a certain amount of stuff, and then after at a certain point, it's like that's enough, because to keep you mostly you from believe it or not, it actually keeps people from doing something really stupid, which gets a lot of other people killed or gets themselves killed by somebody who hates them that much, which it happens. So anyway, if anything, computers actually protect people from themselves and from other people, because it's like, well, you probably should rethink that, sir, or girl, and maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should find a different way of doing what you want. But anyway, though, but a lot of people do this paranoid response because the computers do know everything. They do see you. They do know all your financial records, and they do know what you're doing. They know what everyone's doing, and they can keep track of everyone at the same time. So to a lot of people, that's why they didn't want the space shuttle to have a computer on board. They started fearing the computers because the fact that the computer knew about Popeye, it knew about all these different people, and it could find them relatively easily and quickly, given enough cameras, given enough technology and computing power. It knows exactly where Popeye and everyone else is every second of the day. It watches them do all those horrible things. It watches them say all those horrible words. So to people like Papa and people like John McCain and Richard Nixon, computers are this plague upon the world for which they fear it. They don't know what to do about it, and they don't know how to stop it. So that's pretty much the basic response of what happens is that, well, most people consider computers to be this wonderful great thing and nanotechnology to be this wonderful great thing. A lot of people fear the computers, and not that many really. Only about a third of the population actually fears computers. Most of the population embraces computers and loves computers as the things that tell them about intruders coming in, or tell them about a situation that is happening that they need to know about. So for most of the population, for the majority of the population, people are like, we love computers and everything else. But for that small third of the population, there are people which are violently against computers. Because, like I say, there are people that have embezzled billions. There are people that have gone through cities killing indiscriminately. Just there are people who have used the LS bullets, to basically run away from those that would come after them. And so certain groups of people are violently against computers, basically, and that's something that I didn't really realize that some people would see computers as this plague upon the world, which they would stop at nothing to end or stop. And like I said, they tried to stop all computers from being on Earth. But the thing is that I had more money than them, and I wanted computers to be done. And we had guns, so computers were done anyway. Like people don't really know about about the monolithic war that was like, "Ugh!" and "Ugh!" and all that. That was basically humanity, pretty much. Those in humanity who knew of all the lies. There's those in humanity that knew that this book was a lie. There are those in humanity, like the Pope and other people, who knew this book was a lie. So they know this is all just gibberish and bullshit. And they know a computer could actually read this and tell them exactly who wrote it and why and where and when and what it was about. And probably using time travel, I could probably show them exactly when the pages were written. So to the Pope and to a lot of other people, to the United States president and like Richard Nixon, John McCain, and also like Bill Gates, also Zachary, and also to people like what's his name? Well, not Papa, and also Trump. The computers are the worst thing in the whole universe because a computer knows. Some of them use the computers to help them a little bit, to help them lie and stuff like that. But for most people, people see cell phones and computers as basically this horrible worst thing. I mean, plus not to mention using computers, you can make places like this all nice and pretty and green again. Like there's, yeah, I mean, the world with computers and technology, you can make anywhere nice practically. You can pick a spot on this earth that's a desert or godforsaken place, and you can make it into a rainforest if you wanted. With enough water and enough power, which is fairly easy to get through solar energy and all kinds of other tapping into the Earth's heat. You can run steam generators all day long, and using that kind of stuff, you can because it's like 300 degrees down there, so you can drill a hole, a line, and the line drill it, and basically come back up, and you got yourself a steam power plant right there, and you can run water pumps and all kinds of stuff off of that. So for most people see technology and computers and advanced metallurgy as basically this plague upon the world, and for which they will stop at nothing to stop. And that's basically what happened. That's basically what happens with me and the computers, pretty much. Well, 90% or 80% of the population see computers as this helping hand that is helping them talk to each other, helping them communicate, helping them see loved ones, helping them do their math, helping them make videos. About a third of the population is violently opposed to computers and wants to do nothing more than stop them. And that's why they shoot teachers, they kill scientists, they kill metallurgists, they go after anyone that has anything to do with technology. Because as far as they're concerned, them and their family have the money and have successfully pulled off one great big lie. And as long as there's no computers in the world, as long as nobody knows about the LSF spaceship and everything else and the Brian space shuttle, then they're safe. But as soon as people know about everything else, then they're possibly in jail or dead, because people would find out about the hundreds of like Zachary killed over 3,000 people or 4,000 people or more, parents and children, everyone, when he shot off that shell. And his name is Bill Gates now. Anyway, though, so yeah, women don't really fear it all that much because women, Anyway, whatever. I don't really know. I don't really care. But basically, there's all this. That's basically what's going on with the computers and why everybody, what happened is basically why Nixon and everybody else was so violently against them, and why they try and shut them down and even go after the people who create them and build them. So anyway, they don't want technology in the world. They don't want the technology in the universe. They just don't want technology. Like I said, they would have eliminated all kinds of other life forms and all kinds of other races, but I was with them, and besides, they're more powerful. Space is a very, very vicious place, and basically, when is space not trying to kill you? Pretty much there's a million things or 100,000 things in space that can actually kill you. So people say, oh, space is not that bad. Oh, yes, it is. Very dangerous out there. A lot of things can be moving very fast and take you out. So, life out there in space is a lot tougher than life here on Earth. So anyway, they ran into a little snag when they tried to go to space. So they mostly just isolated Earth, basically, and tried to hold on to it as long as they could.